Welcome back to Deep.
Hello darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Welcome back to D2 Rentrix and DIY, guys. Today's video, I have yes, what is this, my 5th Trek video? Another 5200 OCLV carbon. This one's actually probably one of my best and favorite builds by far. Best results. Not my favorite paint scheme, to tell you the truth. Not a huge fan of the white and red, but it's worn on me, and the results speak for themselves, I'll tell you that. Let's dive into it. Alright, so you might be asking, what's so great about this build versus all the other ones that you've done so far, right? Well, this one is actually identical carbon copy of the last one that I did, year-wise, frame-wise, somewhat fork-wise. So you think, that's probably pretty boring, right? Not really, you're wrong. I'll tell you something cool about this. Being a 99, if I believe, I might be wrong, I'll correct it if I am. This one usually has a threaded fork, which, you have a heavier headset. You have a heavier fork overall with the threading, and the thickness of the fork has to be heavier to take the threads cut into it. So, it's a little bit of a disadvantage having an older bike that style. I got lucky, the original owner I bought this bike from, or the frame set from, it's just a stripped down frame. They ended up selling it to me, fair price, around 300 bucks or so is what I paid for it. So, if you do want to start a project up like this, you do definitely want to be budget minded, because the big spot you're going to pay on is the frame. It's really hard to find these on a budget nowadays. Some of my way back videos, I did like a teal Trek 5500. That one was even older. It had the brake line running all along the top. Not a bad frame to start with either, but you are also going to be putting in a lot more weight on the bike and a lot more material, because instead of just this little bit of brake cable that runs inside and down, there's a stop right here. A cable stop, that's where the brake cable goes, and then another little bit here. That's what we have now. Originally, on this other one that's teal, it goes all the way the whole length of the frame. Adds a lot of weight, like I said. Gives the brake a little bit of a spongy feeling because you have a flex in all of that cable. So that was a great improvement. The owner adding this threadless fork here, this is actually a stock replacement Trek threadless fork, 1 inch. I was able to do some pretty cool stuff that I like to do. My go-to, it's not a Chris King, but it's a budget Chris King headset, Origin 8 Pro, just as light, 30 bucks brand new. I mean, beautiful bearings on it, really cool craftsmanship all the way around. I like the black to go with the rims, and everything else, kind of the look of the bike. It looked really good. I was really happy with that, and it brought the weight down significantly for me to get a really good base on the bike. So of course we went with our tried and true 10-speed Ultegra 6600 shifters. These are probably some of the best stuff you can buy. They're getting pretty expensive nowadays. They're getting really hard to find. Everybody's going to 11-speed. It's actually a little bit cheaper to get deals on stuff like that. Nowadays you get 11-speed takeoff stuff, then you got to upgrade the wheels and so on. We won't get into that. We're on 10-speed. So Ultegra 6600 10-speed shifters. Like I said, very happy with the way it comes out. Their performance, their braking, overall, probably best bang for your buck if you could get them for under 100 bucks. Don't try eBay, I'll tell you that now. You're going to be paying at least 150 bucks with the whole bike boom and everything going on, the bike shortage, So, next thing we'll step onto here is our wheel set. This is one of the biggest factors besides your frame and fork, your frame set, we'll say, frame, fork, headset. Besides that is going to be your wheels. On that older one that I did last video, or the same year one, I'm sorry, the black and red Trek 5500, you would think oh, there's probably a big difference between a 5200 and a 5500 of the same year. No, none. That's all upgraded stuff that we have already done building this frame up. So they are actually built of the same OCLV material. Later on they did change that with the Madones and the later year model OCLVs. But this one, same. No real difference. So if you find a 5200 for cheaper, don't spend the extra money on a 5500, not needed. Especially because, you save a lot of weight on other things and put money into it in other places. Like these cool wheels. Crucirum Elites. No, I'm sorry. These are Crucirum
Équipe.
Equipe.
Équipe.
I don't know how to say that word. Sorry, guys. But these are great wheels. Very cool bladed spokes. If you're in a windy place, be careful. They do pick up some wind. I used to daily on these things, and bulletproof, I would say. You know, I'm a heavier guy. I ride hard. I think it's fun to jump speed bumps and, you know, act a fool a lot. And these will take it. And for what you can get these for nowadays, this is probably some of the best budget stuff you can get. 1,750 grams they weigh, basically, with rim tape installed. That's pretty good. The last one I had, they were like Shimano RS20s or something like that. You know, like Shimano's base model wheel, or mid wheel, I guess you could say. Those are like around 2,000 grams. So that's a big difference in weight. So this put us up in a perfect position, setting up the frame to these wheels with the shifters. And it just only gets better from there, I'm going to tell you that. Instead of cheaping out on a rear derailleur, I was holding on to this guy for a long time. This is a Dura-Ace 7800 10-speed. You can run a 9-speed 105, a 9-speed Ultegra. You run 8-speed, anything you can find really that's Shimano set 8, 9, 10-speed you can run on here as a budget. But I was lucky to find this. The best stuff that they make, super lightweight, crisp shifting, like I said, Parasteel Ultegra, great. And on top of that, I also have a 7800 chain to complement that weight-wise. It doesn't stop there, though. We also have one of the lightest cassettes that you can find around in the Shimano lineage, for the money at least. Of course, Dura-Ace would be the best. It does not last the longest, unfortunately, but the Ultegra, for the money and for the weight, I think it's your best bet. This is a second generation Ultegra, so those shifters are 6600 model. This is 6700. So this is where they made a lot of big improvements trying to compete with SRAM, because SRAM started having some real low-end or low-weight, high-end cassettes coming out for less than the Ultegra. So they came out with this and dropped the price a little bit. It looks really great. It's not the biggest cassette if you're going to be doing a ton of climbing, but for the way it is set up, I'm more than happy with it. This is something I do every single time, the 9-speed 6500 Ultegra front derailleur. And best stuff around for the money. On top of that, we go again with the 9-speed Ultegra 6500 brakes. You could spend a little bit of money on the 10-speed stuff if you can find it for a deal. The thing is, everybody sleeps on these 9-speed brakes. They're within grams of the 10-speed model, so no need to spend the extra money. You're not getting any extra performance. It's really not worth it if you ask me. And we'll move on to the rest now. So we got our Ultegra 10-speed crankset. As you can tell, this one is a tad bit worn, but whatever, no big deal. It's just a little shoe rub or something like that, who knows. Some of the stiffest, lightest stuff you can get. It's a Holotech, so it uses the really light bottom bracket. I also have a Shimano Ultegra 6600 bottom bracket in here. So together, oh yeah, and I do have these really cool Time ATAC pedals. Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to, I felt like I had an obligation. I wanted to insert this video. I was looking for a quick picture for this pedal I was describing. It's not the ATAC, it's the Time RXS. Do not use those. They've been recalled. I will be making a video in the next video or two about this. So if you want more information, please check that out. I'll have more information in the description as well. Thanks. So together, again, a great build. It's all just, these are parts I've just been holding on to all throughout the year, waiting for like a good frame to get a hold of that wasn't skyrocketing, because, trying to buy something, as I mentioned, nowadays, it's hard and it's not getting any easier. I just got this together recently, so I've been waiting a pretty long time to get it done. Another goodie that I was sitting on are these cool carbon fiber Forte. I believe this is by Precision Bikes or something like that. Who is it? Performance Bikes. Performance Bikes out of business, so you can actually find a lot of this stuff online pretty cheap now since they are out of business. People think it's not good stuff. Wrong again. It is good stuff. Super lightweight. Again, keeps the weight down. Along with this carbon fiber seat post. This is just your generic 27.2 that I use in pretty much all of my builds. Can't complain. It does come in all different lengths that you need. You can get different diameters if you don't have a 27.2 like this. I'll have a link to all of these parts that I use in the description as well if you do want to copy this build. And for the housings, I thought it was neat. I said white's not really my favorite color. but I did stick with it all the way through. I did white shift cable housing. This is Shimano shift cable and Sunlight brake cable housing. I use this stuff all the time. The Sunlight stuff works excellent. It's sealed, and again, I'll have a link for it on the description. You get 50 feet, so you can just do a bunch of different bikes, and you get all different colors for like less than 20 bucks online. So good deal on that. Again, another favorite of mine. I've used this on multiple bikes I've built before in videos. I have on my Cervelo over here, and as well on this one. Light saddle, comes in a fairly good width. I believe this is 143 millimeters is what it is. And we'll move on to the cockpit next, keeping everything lightweight and comfortable. So for our handlebars here, this is kind of against our like weight savings thing, but you know, I'm a bigger guy, so I like nice and wide bars. These are 46 millimeter plain Jane aluminum, nothing super expensive. Bontrager Select, and like that's below what they usually sell on a bike like this. Stock, the newer or the later models of this come with Bontrager Race Light, but it's still good aluminum stuff. It's nice to have this ergo drop here. I like my hands are pretty big. I like being able to fit them all the way through the flat spot here on the ergo or whatever you call that. And we've followed that up with a Bontrager, as I mentioned, Race Light stem. This is some of the best stuff you can get. You could find these, for some reason, this is another one everybody sleeps on. You could find these all day long for like 10 or 15 bucks on eBay. You know, it's not going to beat the performance of like a carbon stem, but you don't have to spend $100 on it to save. I mean, there's probably like maybe 20 grams between the two. It's not nearly enough to actually, you know, sit there and stress about. That would be my go-to thing. Maybe if I do redo this bike, I might keep it. I'm not sure. It is my size. This is a 54 centimeter, by the way. So we'll see. I might switch some carbon bars onto here with a flat ledge on the top in the future. It depends. I might be selling my Cervelo. You know, everybody's having a tough time, so it's all right to ride some older stuff and get rid of your nicer stuff. And I think that's what I might be doing. I think I might be getting onto this one. So we'll see. But overall, the way it is right now, brand new brake pads all the way around. You know, all new cables, all new housings. I put aluminum spacers here. I didn't spend extra money on carbon fiber ones to save a little bit of weight. It came out to 17.7 pounds. So just under 17 3/4 pounds. For $500 is what I have in this bike. You know, and I did mention the frame was, I think it was like exactly $280 something around there. So these wheels actually were from a felt video that I did. You should check that out if you haven't seen that yet. Very cool breakdown that I did on that. But so, you know, I did save some money on that, and I got these tires used. This is one of my favorite things about it. You know, for being an older bike, I thought it would be cool to go back to the gum walls. They're getting pretty expensive too, because, you know, everybody's getting onto the gum wall trend again. But it just gives it that like classic vintage look, you know. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'm glad you did stick around this far to watch this. Like I did mention, this is for sure one of my best builds yet. I mean, this is with my Cervelo. You'll see that video coming up here soon. It's way nicer, all 11 speed, full carbon everything, carbon crank and so on, you know. They're within a pound of each other, and that bike is a 2015. So, you know, it really gives you a really good idea of what you're competing with. 17 pounds for 500 bucks. This is like the blueprint. This is probably what I'm going to be doing if I did end up having to sell this one before the Cervelo. I'll be looking out to do this again. And I thank you guys for watching. I am just about to hit 300 subscribers. Probably like by the time this video is out, I'll be at it. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, guys. The little bit of pennies that YouTube is making me fight for I have to get to 1,000 subscribers to get those. So, you know, if you guys like these videos and you want to see more, please do subscribe. It helps me grow, and I appreciate it. Have a good day, guys. Take care. Bye. Welcome back to Deep. Vey.